Right, Manchester United lose their game 2-1 to Brighton, and what a poor result it was. I think Manchester United, at least whether to deserve to lose or to win the game, I think we deserve to win the game. Look at the way we conceded the goals, it was absolutely poor and shocking. You just want Manchester United to be able to see out a game, and we couldn't do that again today. It was about the 95th minute in which they scored their goal, and it was a great goal, to be honest with you, and the defending on that goal was absolutely poor. You look at the left back, wherever I mean, it was Delo and Mazraoui going for the same ball. It was so disappointing because I think, listen, if you don't win the game, which I think we should have, at least come out with the draw. And this was a big game. Our next game is Liverpool. Liverpool at home. If you go into that game with 6 points, you get a bit of confidence. We go into this game after a huge loss, and it's going to be a huge game. And you look at that Harry Maguire mistake, which massively cost us. Look at the goal at the end, which massively cost us. It was a poor result from start to finish. And Manchester United got a lot wrong. I mean, let's get into it. The first half was really poor. Really poor for me. I think the goal that we conceded was absolutely shocking. I think you look at Maguire's fault, doesn't prevent the cross from coming in. Then again, the ball comes in, no one's marking. Danny Welbeck, again, it was kind of a cutback goal. It's really disappointing, and it's the same old mistakes from Manchester United. I thought it was a disaster, to be honest with you, from start to finish. And I think Brighton thoroughly deserved to kind of get the win. Yes, we can say we got robbed, but we should have been more clinical. Yes, there was that little chance. That little chance with Xerxes, which cost us the game, really. I think if Xerxes just leaves that goal, we go on 2-1, probably win the game, we get momentum. But listen, we didn't create many chances today. If you look at the grand scheme of things of the game, throughout the 90 minutes, we were pretty poor. It was a disaster class. I think taking off Bruno Fernandes, which Eric Ten Hag shouldn't have done, was a disgrace in itself. I think Eric Ten Hag did make a big decision today by taking off Marcus Rashford. I think that was a positive thing. And listen, I think we did get a lot wrong today, and we did kind of learn a lot about what Manchester United could really offer. It was a real poor kind of showing towards how the game ended. And people are saying we are robbed. Listen, if Manchester United want to win league or challenge for top 4, these are the games that we should be winning. And ultimately, there's going to be an uproar. We lost the game. Brighton, for me, probably deserved to get the win. Like we can't do this for another season. And yes, it was just that tight. Listen, if Xerxes leaves that ball, we go on to win the game, in my opinion. And these tight margins again. I think Eric Ten Hag made some wrong decisions today. I think subbing your best player, I think, in that half was probably Mason Mount. And as well as subbing Bruno Fernandes, again, is the wrong decision. You're bringing on a player like Scott McTominay to try and win us the game. He probably will be leaving Manchester United. That's all you really need to know. I'm looking at the image again. Brighton had 3 players on that overlap goal to kind of score that goal. It's poor defended by Manchester United. Delo and Mazraoui are both going for the same ball. The back post is completely open. That is shocking. Like, you look at that goal, that goal changes everything, and it's fine margins again, but ultimately they do cost us, and it is absolutely gutting. I think the chances that we created were slim, but I think Eric Ten Hag's formation today kind of did get it wrong. I think playing with the false 9 didn't really help us. No one at the back post. But other than that, as I said, there were positives in the game. I think Amad Diallo, what a goal it was by Manchester United. It was on the counter-attack. Great assist by Mazraoui. I think that Amad goal was going in anyway. It's a nice to give Amad a goal after the 24 hours that he's had, personally. And I'm confident that we will go on to win the next game. I think it is Liverpool. It will be a tough game. But ultimately, we've got to go and win this game. We can't be struggling. The match, like, to react to the game, it's shocking because I think Brighton probably deserved to get the win in hindsight, just based on the fact that they got that cutting edge over Manchester United. They looked that more dominant. I think the first 20 minutes, Manchester United were really poor. The first 20 minutes were really good, and then Brighton started to dominate, got the goal, but Manchester United just dropped off. I think it is Maguire's fault in that goal, and I think you will see him get dropped for the next game against Liverpool. I think that's ultimately what should happen. You look at other things defensively. The back post again for that second goal. But other than that, going forward, I think, as I said, we had a few chances. Garnacho's one. But ultimately, Brighton did play the best game, and they are top of the league. Listen, Manchester United going to 8th place. Listen, it's still early on in the season, but that should have been a game that we won, if I'm honest with you. It should have been, because the way that we went into that game was just not, like, it was so disappointing. But if I was to take some positive sparks, I think Amad Diallo looked really, really sharp. I think he's someone who should be starting that game. I think Rashford, listen, he played alright. I mean, he got a goal that was offside. Again, Manchester United seemed to look offside for the majority of that game, and that's something that I pointed out in my match preview. They play a high line, a ridiculously high line, and Manchester United have got to go and got to be smart on going for that high line. And again, we found ourselves offside in 3, 4, 5 times when we shouldn't have been. We could have been in for some big moments. I think it's unfortunate, as I said, that Xerxes goal, it was disappointing. But again, I think when he came on, he looked sharp. I think Eric Ten Hag subs. There's no future for Anthony at the club, so why bring him on? Bring on maybe, I mean, I understand we don't have any other options, but I'd rather keep Amad on the field. I think taking up Bruno Fernandes was the wrong decision. Hopefully he's not injured or something like that, because Eric Ten Hag never normally takes up Bruno Fernandes. It wasn't really a game for Manchester United being clinical. We didn't really create many chances, to be honest with you. If you look at the stats in the game in terms of shots, Brighton had 14, we had 11, 4 on target for United, 5 for Brighton. We didn't really have many shots. Brighton dominated possession for large parts of the game, and we did find it very difficult to kind of get some momentum in that game. As I said, for Ten Hag, he's got to look at this game and kind of question some of the changes and some of the decisions that he's made. Because I do think going into this game, going into next week's game against Liverpool, he will have to make some changes. I think the lip will definitely come in for Maguire. I think that has to happen, and now, ever since, that's what we were calling for anyway. I think Maguire will be dropped, and I think the lip will come in. Will he go for a false 9? I think he will against Liverpool, if I'm honest with you, when I think Xerxes should start. But ultimately, we lost the game. And that is ultimately what we can say. It really is disappointing. A poor goal to succeed. I think taking up Bruno was probably the biggest thing. Now listen, we have a poor record against Brighton, but Manchester United should not be losing that game. An inability for players to stay on side, the time passes has cost the team. So did loose defence box in general. General played pretty good. There was an application of pressing again. Taking off Fernandes obviously didn't really work, but yeah, I think the pressing was really good today. The left back there is the huge issue. And we can see the game. Like, what's your thoughts in the comments? Leave a like if you enjoyed. Comment, subscribe if you're new. I mean, you probably didn't enjoy this video. It was Manchester United losing. Poor defending that cost us again. A late goal conceded. But yeah, it comes down to Eric Ten Hag's decisions. I think not starting De Ligt and Xerxes were 2 big decisions. We didn't really have a vocal point. And you can't allow that space at the back post where people can exploit. I think that's the poor coaching, and that is kind of the big takeaway to take. Obviously, we analyse it again in the 5 things to expect, or 5 things we learned, or 5 things we noticed. But yeah, that's probably some of the worst defending you will see. Like, no one picked him up at that back post and just let him go free. People saying attack Ten Hag, that's a disgrace. But listen, let me know your thoughts. Listen, and now what Manchester United will do next? It's poor losing the game 2-1, and you can't. It's no one fault on the goal, but what will Manchester United do to react? I think we've probably seen Ugarte, here we go, to be honest with you, something like that. I think Manchester United will go and get that deal done after a loss. I think that's what will probably happen. But new season, same United. I mean, what a disgrace it was. Same old habits kind of cost Manchester United, but I'm going to leave it there. Leave a like if you enjoyed, comment, subscribe if you're new. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for all the analysis coming for this game. Peace.